Good evening, councillors, officers and members of the public. Welcome to this evening's planning committee. I will just run through some housekeeping rules. Should the fire alarm sound, please follow the lead of our officers and exit the building on their instruction. Do not use the lifts, thank you. Please ensure that mobile phones are either set to silent or switched off. The meeting is being recorded and you may be visible on camera. If this is an issue, please let one of the officers present know of your concern. Protocol for the meeting. For information purposes, the protocol for member and public participation and the rules of debate will be as follows. The planning officer will introduce the item relating to the planning application and summarise the main points. When the presentation has been completed, I will invite members of the public who have registered to speak on an item and to address the meeting. If you have registered to speak, I will introduce you by name and invite you to step forward to the allocated table. You will have 3 minutes. Members of the committee will then be given the opportunity to ask questions or clarify statements you have made. The item will then be moved and seconded and debated before a vote is taken. For information purposes, Councillor Jenny Bone is no longer a member of the planning committee and there are no substitute members available for this evening's meeting. Item 1, apologies, Carol.
Thank you, Chair. We have apologies from Councillor Brooke and Councillor Williams, and we have substitutes in Councillor Corbett and Councillor Jameson. Thank you.
Thank you, Carol. Item 2, the minutes of meeting held on the 21st of January 2026 are within your pack. Do I have a proposer and a seconder? And can we have a vote? Okay, I think that's unanimous, all carried.
Thank you.
I'll sign them. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Item 3, members, can you please indicate have you carried out informal site visits, wish to make any declarations or confirm you are attending the meeting with an open mind? Okay, no problems. No, she's okay. She'll be fine. I'm now going to change the order of the agenda. So we'll hand over to Louisa, who will explain what's happening with application 25-009-20-FUL 16 Ironwood Avenue, Desborough. Louisa?
Thank you, Chair. The application, unfortunately, needs to be deferred as the right to speak letters went out too late. That meant that members of the public weren't able to register in time. Therefore, we are asking the committee to defer the application to the March committee.
Thank you, Louisa. So, for the purpose of debate in accordance with the Council's Constitution, Meeting Procedure Rules 19.2 and 19.21, I will move this item to be deferred. Do I have a seconder? Okay, thank you very much. And then, so can we have a vote in favour of deferring? So I think that's carried unanimously again, Carol. Thank you very much. And so we'll now move on to item 4, application 25-01310-REM-HM Court Services, Dryden Street, Kettering. I will ask Louisa to present the agenda item 4, please.
Thank you, Chair. This site is Her Majesty's Court Service on Dryden Street in Kettering. It's the former Crown building situated in the town centre. The site already has outline planning permission for conversion into 14 flats, and the current application is a reserved matters application for access and landscaping only. The proposal has been presented to committee as the council is the owner of the land. The proposed access and landscaping are considered to be acceptable, and Highways has not raised any objections. A number of other plans were submitted, including boundary, bin and cycle stores. However, they are subject to planning conditions and therefore aren't being approved under this application. So up on the screen at the moment, we have the access plan, which shows a one-way route through the site. Then the landscaping plan, the proposed gates, that will be across each access into the site. And this is the front of the site and views down the street and at the rear. And the recommendation is for planning permission to be granted subject to conditions. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Louisa. There are no registered speakers on this item. So I will ask members if they have any questions for our officer. Dennis?
Thank you, Chair. Just to clear something up, Elizabeth, this is not about the 14 flats. This is just about the landscaping, yes?
The landscaping and the access. So the 14 flats already have outline planning permission.
Thank you, Dennis. Any other questions, clarity? No? Okay. So for the purpose of debate and in accordance with the Council's Constitution Meeting Procedures Rule 19.2 and 19.21, I'll move the recommendation stated within the report that the application is granted subject to the conditions within the report. Do I have a seconder? Thank you. Right, members, we'll now have a debate on the application. David?
Thank you, Chair, and good evening, everybody. Well, I think everybody who goes to Kettering is reasonably familiar with this site. It's very welcome that it's being brought back into use. And as has been pointed out, this is, of course, a reserve matters for access and landscaping. I appreciate the landscaping is a little bit constrained by the geography of the site, but it's all welcome. And also, when you look at the various comments from stakeholders, there seems to be full consensus that the proposals are welcomed and supported. It's interesting, Chair, just noting the comment just at the bottom of pages 13 and top of 14 regarding the electric gates and whether or not they're fob or pin controlled. So obviously that's perhaps something which should be taken into consideration as this is brought forward. But subject to that, I think it's really good to see this substantial building being brought back into use, and it will deter some of the antisocial behaviour and vandalism that's affected this site for many years. So it's all a good thing.
Thank you, David. Any other members like to say anything? Yeah, Dennis?
Thank you, Chair. Yeah, I'd just like to second what Councillor Brackenbury has just said. I mean, we're always welcome to see, especially Kettering itself, being developed to a decent level, because at the moment there's too many places which are being left derelict to an extent, and hopefully this can continue into the future. Thank you, Chair. Thank
you, Dennis. Anybody else would like to make a comment or anything like that? No? Okay, well, that seems to be nice and easy. So if all the members are happy, I think we'll... Yeah, I think we're clear on what we're actually voting for, so I think we'll go straight to the vote. Can I see hands in favour? Again, I think that's unanimous, so thank you very much, gentlemen. And we'll now move on to item 6, is 25-01-193-FUL, play area at Springrise, Kettering. Louisa?
Thank you, Chair. So this is an application at the Springrise Park in Kettering for 2 CCTV cameras and the associated poles. The proposal has been presented to the committee because the council is the applicant. The proposed CCTV is being installed due to antisocial behaviour and crime in the park, and the proposed CCTV would not have a detrimental impact on the character and appearance of the area or residential amenity. You can see on the screen the whole site, and the two red dots at either end are where the CCTV cameras would be. So again, this is where camera 1 would be, and camera 2. They have said optional here, but I believe they are actually installing that. These are the proposed elevations of the poles. So they are approximately the same height as street lights. And an aerial photo of the park. These are views up and down the park. And the recommendation is to approve subject to conditions. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Louisa. There's no speakers on this, so is there any clarity questions for the officer? Dennis?
Thank you, Chair. Just a quick one, Lisa. Are these static cameras or are they controlled and monitored anywhere?
I believe they're controlled and monitored.
Thank you. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Dennis. James?
Thank you, Chair. I didn't see anything about signage showing that there was CCTV on in the area. I know we've had issues previously with CCTV cameras where signage hasn't been posted and recordings haven't been admissible in cases. Is that detailed anywhere in the report, or is that covered elsewhere?
That wasn't included in the application by the applicant. I believe that may come under our statutory rights of the council to erect, so there may be why they haven't included it. It may be appropriate to add an informative to ensure that that does happen.
Thank you, James.
Yes, I think an informative would be helpful on that one, just so they know we are going to get some signage.
Okay, thank you very much. Dennis?
Thank you, Chair. Yeah, I think Councillor Towns is right. You know, we need to make a proposal that the signage is put up so that people realise that there is CCTV cameras there and they're being monitored while they're in the park. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Dennis. Okay, there's no further questions. Bear with me 1 second. Right, if there's no further questions, then we'll go for the vote. Do I have a seconder? Thank you very much. And we'll go for the vote now. Can I have a show of hands, please? Oh, sorry, I thought we had the debate, sorry. Sorry, yeah, would we like to go for the debate first then? Thank you very much.
I guess I'm starting the debate.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
James?
I'd like to fully support this application. There was a serious crime earlier last year in this area, and I think it's quite important. There should be reassurance for the local residents and users of the park that this area is being covered and there are eyes watching this area. So I think it's important. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anybody else? Dennis?
Thank you, Chair. Yeah, just reference to CCTV. I think generally people are sometimes sceptical of CCTV generally around the area that they've been monitored too much, but certainly on this side where it's a public park and people are, you know, entering, exiting or spending time there, I think we really need to make sure that the CCTV is operating and, again, going back to the signage. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Dennis. Anybody else like to?
Yes, if that's okay, Chair.
Of course it is.
My personal opinion, it's a no-brainer. People's safety has to come above and beyond anything else. And as Councillor Towns was saying, if it prevents any ever more crimes happening in the area, we've got to be fully behind it. Residents come first.
Thank you, Moss. Anybody else like to come in? Okay, so Ash?
It's just agreeing with everyone, really. Yeah, I think anything that's going to monitor and try and prevent any antisocial behaviour. My only query is that I hope that the cameras are going to be decent enough to pick up any, you know, facial recognition and stuff, really, because it's sometimes the quality of them can be a bit poor. But other than that, yeah, I'm all for it. Thank you.
I think we could all agree it's a pretty good idea. So if there's no other clarity questions or debates, I think we will now move to the vote. If I can have a seconder. Oh, sorry. This bit. Oh, okay. So there are no other speakers on this item. So for the purpose of debate and in accordance with the Council's Constitution, Meeting Procedures Rules 19.2 and 19.21, I'll move the recommendation that the planning permission is granted subject to the conditions within the report. Do I have a seconder? Oh, sorry.
Just, perhaps we didn't have to vote on the informative.
Just one matter, we will be adding that informative thing so it all becomes logged and balanced. So we'll now move on for a seconder. Okay, thank you very much. And now we will move to the vote. Yeah, 100%. I think that's carried. Yeah, unanimously. So thank you very much. And on that note, that's the end of the business today. And we'll close the meeting at 19:16. Thank you very much, everybody.